Hey guys, this video is how to install a Bestop Trek top, soft top. As you see, I have a 4-door Jeep Wrangler JK with a hard top. We're going to start by removing that hard top, and then we'll go through the next step. Here we go. On to step one. The top is removed from the Jeep. In step one, it talks about these brackets right here, and what you're going to do is remove, you're going to unzipper the top of your top back here, and you got to unzipper this up here and cut a slit right here, which I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you do that. Alright, so like I was telling you guys, this is the thing you got to unvelcro and then unzip these. This one bolt back here you're going to be using for step two. Step one, you have to unzip from the front up there all the way to back here. But I will give you a little trick here. I can feel the bolt right here, so I'm just going to cut the slit that it's talking about right here. And then we'll go from there. Alright guys, just to get back, I cut the small slit that we were talking about. And like I said, here's the bolt for step one right here. So we're going to unbolt this, we're going to bolt that bracket. And I guess I'll show you guys step two. Step two is unbolting this one and putting the bracket back here. And I'll show you guys what that looks like. Okay, from step one and two, this is what the one bracket should look like when you're done, and the other one should look like this, with the little thing towards the front here. Alright, we're up to step three. That's putting the back door surround sounds, and actually we'll go to step four, which is putting the front door surround sounds on. The back door surround sounds are these two, and you're going to be using the larger knobs, which are these. There's 2 small ones and there's 4 large ones. We're going to be using the larger ones. Also, before I forget, let me tell you guys, recommendation here, do this when it's sunny out, kind of like it is today, and put your actually door surrounds and your back windows and your top out in the sun to lay, so that it expands a little bit, because if not, it's going to be very tight to put on later. Okay, so we're going to take the back door surround and put those on. And the way they go is in the bottom down here, there's a pin that meets up into the little hole. Excuse me while I put this in place here. It'll meet like that, and then the top is just sliding it in place, and it kind of looks like that when you're done. Now you take the large turn knob here, and you're gonna come down. Obviously, you can see a little hole. Sometimes it's hidden, like this one was under the material. Just slide to the side, put your knob through, turn your knob and tighten it. You do the same thing for both sides. And then the front is pretty much the same thing. It's a plastic piece, goes in the front. The knobs go in the holes, but I'll show you guys how that goes in a minute. 3, 4, and 5. It's kind of a stupid thing. They make you go back and forth between the driver and the passenger door to do basically something you can do at one shot. So here's the front bracket, the front door bracket, small knob this time, and this bracket right here. It looks like that. What we're going to do is take the front and you're going to insert it into the front like that. And then in the back, it just kind of like sits over the other bracket, the back window bracket. Just kind of sit it there. You're going to need, the long knob to go through here, which I'm going to do here in a second. And then the bracket in the back, which sits like so. And then the knob goes right through. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll show you guys what it's Alright, so getting back to where we left off, this is the knob tightened down. This is the front one, and this is what the whole bracket looks like. Actually, if you want to see it all the way across to the back, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and do the passenger side at this point, and then we'll start with step 7. Or actually step 6. Step 6. So you guys pretty simple. It's just basically these 2 bows. There's one that goes in front, one that goes in rear. They have these little notches on the side. They come from the factory with white paper. It actually tells you to remove it. As you can see, it's just peeling it right off. I guess it's just let the foam sit pretty cleanly. Then you're going to take the bracket itself and you're going to insert it to the grooves, there's one on each side. Basically, as you can see, it just kind of sits there. Then on this side, you're gonna have to bow it a little bit. But here, let me see if I can put the camera down. You guys can see what I'm doing here. Not gonna work, but either way, it's just basically bowing it and then putting it there. There's one in the rear as well on each side, and it's just inserting that one there. Let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you guys. Continue on for step 6. As you can see, here's the bow going across on both sides. I will say they're not very simple to put in. I had to bend them a little bit to get them in, but yeah, I'll show you one that I already put on. It's really, really simple. All it is you find the location. You're going to insert the under the rail part first, and then just snap the back like that. And that's pretty much it for step 7. Step 8 talks about foam that you have to install in the header. 8 and 9 other steps, so we're going to go ahead and go right to that. Basically, you're going to locate these foam pieces right here, and they're going to go, this larger one is going to go right here, across here, and this one piece of this is going to go across up here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll show you guys the finished product. Guys, getting back to step 8 and 9, this is, as I promised, your finished product. Looks like this, and the front one looks like this. Seems kind of a petty little step, especially something that like the manufacturer could have done, but I guess they want to give you more things to do, right? Alright, so we're going to get into step 10 and 11, which is also part of this, the top part. So let me go ahead and get right to that in a second. Alright, going to step 10. Basically, you're going to take the actual top itself and go ahead and just set it on top. It's not even, I just kind of set it up there. It's not even bolted or anything. And basically, this bracket right here has a knob, a quick release knob. You're going to pull it outwards, and you're going to slide it into that little hole right there. So, hold on, let me put that on one. Alright, so sorry about that. There it is. Just pulling the knob out, putting the thing in, so that the bar itself is being held like that. You're going to repeat the same thing from the other side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll get right back to you guys. Step 11. And basically you're going to grab this black bar, and when you go to the top now, I would say almost towards the middle of the top, if you look at this black, it's like almost like a little sleeve. You're going to go ahead and slide the bar inside that sleeve all the way across. Alright, that's step 11. Moving on to step 12, 13, and 14. I'm going to kind of give it to you all at once because it's pretty, it's pretty self-explanatory. But let me just go ahead and do what we need to do. So the bar that we put in actually falls in place like this. There's these two grooves on each side. It falls in place. It does say that you have to tilt the front top back at this point because of the back installation. And the back installation is just going to be the last bow or bar that you have. You're going to slide it into these pockets here. Make sure that your bow obviously is angled upwards when you do this. And then once that's in, the bow itself is going to fall into the two brackets that we put in on step 2. So it's going to fall right into those two brackets. Let me go ahead and do that. 14 was the bar that you ran through the bracket. Once you run it inside the bracket, you put these little clips that are supplied right there like that. Step 15 pretty much calls for you to open the top backwards like so. And then you have step 16, which there's a spring right here in the back. What you're going to do is take the spring and go to the first hole. By the way, this is a tensioning spring, so if later on you have to adjust your top for tighter or looser, this is it. You put it like that, and then you go under like that. And that's pretty much that. We're going to do the same thing for the other side. And then we'll go to step, in the last step I said step 18. We're not going to step 18, we're still at 15. But with that being said, I had just closed the top, so you guys see what happens here. The spring itself, when you close the top, tightens, and that's what gives tension to the top itself. So if the top starts getting looser after time, you can actually pull the spring back a couple holes and it'll tighten the top even more. Going to step 16, it's pretty much inside. You're going to have these two straps, and there's these two straps that are supplied here. You're going to go ahead and pretty much attach them there, and then the hole that normally you use for the knob for the tops, you're going to actually clip it onto there, which is what I'm going to do next. Alright, just to show you what step 16 looks like once it's completed, it's pretty much that. Strapped to the little hole in the bottom, and they say tighten it as much as you can. Moving on to step 17, it's putting on the back windows. The 2/4 windows are going to be installed first, and basically step 17 and 18 I'm going to go over right now. Step 17 is taking the back window. Just want to give you guys a heads up on step 17, 18, going back to that, the bottom of the window has a channel under your lip there, and pretty much it just slips into the it slips onto the channel like so, and then that's what holds that part of the window in place. Just kind of want to let you guys know. And in the back, same thing. Alright, before we move on, we're going to skip around. We're going to actually go from step 19 to 22, which is pretty much putting the back window on like we started earlier, putting the seam at the bottom. Next thing is putting the actual rear window in, which the rear window slides on top into this channel right here. This part slides right in to there, and once they slide in together as so, which is going to be hard for me to hold the camera and do this, but pretty much you slide it in there, and then it's pretty much zipping up the window. So let me go ahead and do that, and I'll show you. So the back window's on, but I just kind of want to go over something with you guys. They actually said to slide the channel in and then zip it, but what I found was it was easier actually zipping it and then putting it in the channel afterwards. After all that's complete, then it's pretty much taking this flap over here, that flap down there, and obviously zipping up the remaining of this and flapping this over, which is what I'm going to do now. Alright, we're down to the last few steps. I'm going to go through 25 through 28 because pretty much they're pretty basic. What we're doing is there's this little tubing at the bottom of the rear window. There's on this back bracket, there's if you look, a little channel here, and basically that tubing goes into that channel, and then this is the rear tailgate bar, which will go like such once it's completed. Let me go ahead and put that in. I'll show you. Alright, from the last step, there's the bar installed. As you see, there's the bottom of the channel. The little piece slides under the railing there. As you will be able to see here, you can close now. You gotta slide this little piece in here. That's the completed top. The last part of the instructions, which I had already started doing, is obviously closing the latches on the inside, which is pretty much you hold them on there and snap it in place. And that's pretty much that. Show you guys from far away what it looks like. Definitely gives it a sport look, but that's the install for the Bestop Trek Top Soft Top. Guys, have a good one, and please post anything if you have any questions on this. Thanks.
This is the way I live. Little boy still pushing big wheels.